Hey man, welcome to the Live Vibes, man. We are here with the new day, the new scenery. You guys see it on Sunday. It's Monday, so Monday. LiveVibezPodcast.
But shit, let's go ahead and start it off with a hey, welcome to the Live Vibes Podcast, man. Every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We try to link up and get y'all the vibes, man. We're all in different places, but we're still trying to get it done for y'all. We have a very, very, very special episode for y'all today. As we've been doing, is giving y'all a lot of what's been going on, man. We all been feeling a lot of ways, and like us being three black men on this panel, man, we have a lot to say. So, this time we wanted to give the people who view our show an opportunity to use our platform to get their voice out and voice their opinion and say what they need to say, get a few minutes off. And, we would love to hear from people. So if you're online or if you're on Zoom, I'll try to make sure we get a link out or whatever the case may be. You already know that the the password is on the flyer. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and start the show. James, bring us in.
Hey, man, y'all already know what it is. James, a.k.a. Hater Herder, a.k.a. Mr. Flatliner, what's up with it?
Y'all already know who it is. It's D'Angelo, a.k.a. Rated. And last but not least, we have...
As you can see, I am the representative of the Live Vibes crew, and what they call me is, what is that, James? What do they call me?
It's the king.
At your motherfucking service. At your motherfucking service.
I'm starting to like that transition. That little it's growing on me. It's growing on me.
I gotta get something, y'all.
I like it. I fucking like it. I can't even hold you. That shit's smooth. But of course we always do the check-in, man. We gotta check the vibes, make sure everybody's doing good. Everybody's mental health is on point. If y'all need to vent, y'all can now. How y'all been feeling, man? How was y'all week?
Oh, man, I had a good week, man. Busy week, but it's been a good week. A lot has gone on, in the social media world, in the world, period. So it's been a lot of people that's, I guess, uncomfortable around when I see some, certain people, some white people, they're uncomfortable when, like, you can just tell when other people bring up the whole, anything about what's going on, these people, they're like looking like, oh shit, I hope they don't put me in the same boat as these officers. And it's like,
yeah,
you only put yourself there when you're that type of person. But it's just been a good week, man. I've been good, not trying to make people feel uncomfortable, but at the end of the day, Black Lives Matter.
100%, man. I feel you on that. I've been noticing a lot of people going out their way to do little things when I go out. I seen a guy open the door for me and hold the door open for me well before I was at the door. Like, he could have came in and did what he had to do. But I was like, why is he holding the door? And I walked, and then when I walked out, I was like, oh, thank you. He's like, no problem. And then he walked in. I'm just like, yo, he was holding the door for like 30 seconds. Like, I wasn't even ready. I was still at the register paying for my stuff. I thought he was doing something else, but I noticed that people have been doing a little extra things to try to make sure that they don't rub black men the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Or something crazy like that. But like you said earlier, you should only feel a way if you're that type of person. I feel like if you are on the side of the line with me, then you shouldn't feel away when you see me. You shouldn't feel away when, you shouldn't feel like you have to accommodate or make me feel comfortable and safe. Like, I'm on your side. Like, you don't have to force that. I should already know, you know what I'm saying, by just seeing, the little things that goes down. But I'm noticing little things like that. But other than that, very busy week, very productive for me. Been all over the place. Like I said, I was finally happy to get out. They trying to kick everybody right back in with curfews, but business was getting handled. So it's been a really good week, to say the least. So mental space is good. Everything's good with me. How about you, King?
I mean, I just got the same life, man. Just work, come home, chill. With everything going on, my customers, They still the same. If anybody know me personally, Miss White still needs shit. I gotta give Miss White something. My 92-year-old white lady on my route, Miss White. I look out for her. Gotta go shop for her Sunday. Everything's still the same, except for like when I do get this one thing when people start talking about shit. They see if I'm gonna give them the look. You know that look I've been sitting there like,
Yeah.
change up a little bit. Like, wait. We didn't mean that way. I'm like, proceed. Like you gotta get them like that. Okay. All right, I hear what you're saying, but I understand. Like, man, they don't really go through shit. So hold on. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, my shit been chilling, just trying to mentally and physically better myself the best way I can. Because the one change starts with self. Then once you change yourself and become better yourself, you can promote it to other people and push people. And
100%. Is in the building.
Hey,
Her mic is
hey,
muted,
to
but live
unmute
on
herself.
what's up with it, dog? As soon as you put your
Hi,
hey,
What's up?
I miss you guys.
Yeah, man, I miss you too, man.
She had the head to the side, little shit.
I know, man. I should do that next episode. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
yo.
she got the motherfucking.
I fucking dare you to do that, D.
I'm
I'm
doing
gonna
that shit.
try you all
doing
next
it.
episode.
She got the motherfucking throwback Thursday hairdo. That's the motherfucking. Girl, you look like you in the Tina Marie video, some shit back in the day.
No bullshit. Leather jacket on and shit.
Yeah.
First of all, y'all not gonna clown me tonight. I ain't full bullshit tonight.
I like the pull to the side. I told you I'm gonna do it on Monday.
I just had to pull to the side of the picture.
I just wanted to say I miss y'all, ugly asses.
We appreciate you, man. We miss you too.
Okay, bye. Go back to the show.
Oh, you just gonna come on and just motherfucker.
We thought you was coming in to voice your opinion and let your voice be heard about what's going down.
No, I'm still too black. I haven't watered down my feelings.
All right, well make sure you definitely when you ready.
Okay.
We were here.
Bye guys.
All right, see you later.
Watered down my feelings.
All right, so there's a lot to cover with this right now.
Oh, and look, for all y'all viewers, if y'all want to hop on, please come on.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I don't know if you can post a link somewhere. Did you post a link up somewhere?
Oh, let me.
That way they can just click the join. I could put it in the chat too. But yeah, while King check that out, man, let me go over some of these updates, man, because this stuff is happening really, really fast. I'm gonna start by saying shout out to Washington D.C. Okay, the mayor of D.C. is showing off with all the support that they've been doing behind this Black Lives Matter situation we rolling with right now, and it's a beautiful thing, man. Woke up this morning and saw that they painted Black Lives Matter across like 3 blocks of the street in Washington, D.C. In yellow, and it is amazing to see. And also on probably, I think on the end of that, on the corner, I think it's like 8th and 16th Street, they got the street name is Black Lives Matter place. And that's amazing as well, man, because it's just something that needs to be seen. It's something that needs to be on the forefront, because there's a lot of times where enough time go by where people forget that Black lives do matter, and then something like this happened and we all got to turn up all over again. So that was really, really beautiful to see that the mayor approved all that, especially with Trump being on this bullshit. That's why a lot of stuff been going on at the White House down there, but I feel like that was good. That was amazing to see. There's a lot of people showing a lot of different colors out here. One thing that I do like about what's going on is that what the damage, everybody's talking about the looting and the damage that was done to all these different places. That's the shit that got a lot of the companies on board, and that's what I'm happy about. Because it wasn't until none of that shit started happening, when they started fucking up the Target and started fucking up the AutoZone and fucking up all these different companies and stuff, and not targeting them, period. But nigga, y'all was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But that struck where it was like, you know what? These companies are not on the streets fighting with us. So fuck them stores and fuck them companies. Until they come out of them offices it wouldn't them insured buildings that they got that's gonna get paid for anyway. Until they come out here and march with us and let people know what side they on, fuck them. And that's how they carried it. And guess what? All these companies came out the woodwork. And now everybody's showing their support, and it is so beautiful to see. It's still hard to determine. Is like, are y'all afraid, like y'all don't want that smoke, so y'all putting out a statement and doing all this shit, or are y'all really riding? But I'm not here to dictate which is what. The fact is that you put forth the effort, letting us know that you are riding one way or another. If it's phony or not, I'm still rolling with it, and I think it's much appreciated. How y'all feel about these big wigs coming out and showing support? Do you think that is a big impact to what we got going on, or you think it's like a small step, and I think it's a step in the right direction regardless, but do you think it's a big step or a little step to have these big companies like this supporting?
1 second. The link,
if it's phony or not, I'm still rolling.
The link is right there. It is pinned, and the password is LiveVibez. The L is capitalized. The V is capitalized.
I got it.
No space. If you clicking that link right there should put you right in. That is the password what D'Angelo just posted. So if you wanted to get on the Zoom or still want to get on the Zoom, that is how you do it.
Yep. So y'all know that we here. Y'all can just come in at any time, at any point. We'll definitely bring you in and love to talk to you and hear your voice and hear what you got to say. But yeah. And I was asking, how do y'all feel about the corporations and companies finally chiming in? Do you feel like it's a big step or a little step in this situation?
I think it is. I think it's a big step, man, because I mean, it's kind of like what I said, man. When we first talked about this, how I think some of them are down here. I don't know if all of them are genuine, but it is a big step because I honestly think some of them want to prevent their stores from being damaged, looted, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why some of them are. I'm not going to say that's why all of them are, but I think that is why some of them are. And just because it's insured, shit, that don't mean they want to use that shit,
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty much, that's my take on it. I think it's a lot of them that's just doing it to
big step. I think it's a big step too.
Yeah.
Honestly, because you know what? To say that though, because there's a lot of black people too who are using this moment as a way to try to make it seem like it's something that it's not. There's a lot of white people who are on our side who are just riding the coattail of a situation, and I don't think that's for us to try to figure out. What's in the dark would eventually come to light at some point. We just need enough people on our side of the line. That's what I'm really proud of. So I think it's a big step regardless, because I feel like there's a lot of racist people who shop at these stores, that watch these these streaming channels and stuff like that, that eat at these restaurants. And if you see that the people that you're giving your money to is riding with black people and black lives, how does that change your perspective? As a white person who is racist, do you stop eating there? Do you stop watching their stuff like that? They're drawing a line between their customers. And I feel like that's really important. So that's why I feel like it's a really, really big step, because I feel like it's doing things in the background too. Up front, you're going to see like the post or the statements they put out or a little video here and there. But deep down, it's doing a lot of shifting around in the background. And that's what needs to happen. So, I think it's a big step. What about you, King? Big step, little step?
I think it's a business step.
Okay.
I just look at it as business. Like, if I was a corporation, like, these are people who buy from us. These are people who purchase our stuff, like AutoZone or like whoever little company you said, Target. They have a lot of their stores in our areas. For them to turn a blind eye during this situation would be bad business for them. Because you know how like now with social media, once we say we don't fuck with these people, everybody oh, fuck you, we don't fuck with you. So to me, like, no matter how they might feel about whatever, that this is, to me, them ride. And now that you had to go through this much to get them to ride is a business standpoint to me for them. They wasn't like doing it before all this shit. This is like, okay, let me like show face, like, okay, we're cool. We're cool, right? Like, I see you, I hear you. Look, we're cool. Y'all gonna still shop here? We're gonna be on your side. I
Right.
just show face of business.
And you realize, speaking from your point as a business point of view, it's like you don't see the creators, CEOs, and all of that of, like, let's just say like a Dooney and Burke, because they know they don't have their shops or stores in our neighborhood. So of course they won't ever come out. But like you said, the business part of it is these people like Target or these people like Walmart that know for a fact that they want our money, because again, we spend the most money, even though we are only 13% of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So they know where they have their stores, what's going to get. They are the ones that's out there that I believe are stepping up and standing out, because they like, I understand y'all might be racist, but these motherfuckers spending their money, and I'm going to be out here supporting. I think that's the business side of what some of them.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's a lot of people that made some moves in a good way. There's a lot of people that made some moves in a bad way. And
Shout out to Ben and Jerry.
hey, yo. Ben and Jerry.
I didn't even know they roll like that, but you know what? I'm about to start eating their ice cream.
Ben and Jerry's.
I don't even like ice cream like that. I love ice cream.
They stepped on the right side of that line. Much appreciated.
I know, so I was like, damn, friend.
It's hard to get
ice cream looking real
shop.
good
they know
right now.
Black people be lactose intolerant.
I know,
like,
right?
Shit, fuck that. We still riding with them.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their ice cream like, all right, if they make a non-dairy one, we on point now.
See, and this is the thing. This is when people make the step into the right direction. Like, not only do you step over the line onto the right side, you step over here the right way. That's what's really important. And like I said, Ben & Jerry's definitely pulled out a good move. I feel like the owner of, the co-owner of Reddit, the internet joint, whatever, he's actually the husband of Serena Williams. He just resigned his position at Reddit as co-CEO and said that his request is for them to fill up his seat with an African-American person. Like, he's a CEO. Like, it ain't no taking no steps up. Like, he's co-CEO. So he's like, I'm going to step down, and I want y'all to fill my seat with a black head to come up here and help run this company. And I felt that was extremely noble, and that was dope, because he's like, look, I'm married to a black woman. I have a black child. And when I try to explain what's going on to my child as she gets older, or my children, if we have any more, what if she looked at me and said, Daddy, well, what did you do? What can he say? So he was like, you know what? I decided to step down and put a person of color in my seat. And I thought that was really, really dope of him to do. Another good move was the mayor of LA, name is Eric Garcetti. He basically taken $150 million in funds away from LAPD and spending it into black neighborhoods and community centers, and putting all that money back into the black communities in LA. And I think that is amazing as well. I feel like when people find ways to make a difference, when you're taking away from a side that's causing a problem and giving to the side that is the ones that's being, damaged by it, it's a beautiful thing. I thought that was dope to do. These are actions. These ain't just a fucking tweet or a goddamn post on your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are actual moves being made. And I thought that was extremely dope for them to do. What other good moves have I seen? Video games, fucking Call of Duty and 2K, the basketball, 2K20. If you play Call of Duty, as soon as you turn it on, the first screen that pops up when you go into your game, it says Black Lives Matter. And they leave a statement under it saying that, they understand what's going on, and they're basically riding, they riding with us. and showing this continuous support and all this other stuff. That was really dope to add into the game for everybody that's playing, because a lot of people play Call of Duty now. And 2K is dope. 2K put out T-shirts where you can put on your basketball characters when you're in the park or in the neighborhood, and it says Black Lives Matter, and another one that says I Can't Breathe. And they put out them T-shirts on there for free, and everybody online is putting their shirts on their basketball players and showing respect. It's like really dope to see that people are doing this from all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So these are a lot of the good moves that I've seen where this is making an impact, and I think that that's very fire. But let's talk about some bad moves real quick.
Negatives.
Oh man! All right. First thing I'm gonna do, Marcus. I know that you're not a football guy, but Drew Brees played for the Saints, quarterback. He made us. Well, he was actually doing somebody else's show, and they asked him a question about the flag and all this other stuff, and he came out and said that he feels that it's disrespectful for people to kneel while doing the national anthem because it's disrespectful to the flag, and he'll never condone it. Like, he'll never feel like that's okay. And that ruffled a lot of feathers, a whole lot of feathers. Then you got players coming out saying, yo, I can't believe he would say something like that. X, Y, and Z is like, what Cap's, kneeling stood for. So saying that statement was not a smart thing to do, and you basically drew your line. You could have definitely played that differently. What makes it even crazy is because he kneeled during the national anthem before, I think back in 2017. So I'm not sure why his answer out of his mouth is different from what he did or what he's trying to backpedal and say now. But it was fucked up. So now the NFL coming out talking about they was on the wrong side of the fence. They're trying to make it right. Fucking Roger Goodell put out a goddamn statement because all the players are forming together. It's a lot happening with the NFL now. So I want to see what happens during the football season. If niggas going to kneel, if they're gonna play, or it's gonna be a lot.
So I mean, I'm not a football player. I mean, not a fan, but do y'all really believe that everybody owes Kaepernick a big ass apology?
When it comes to him, I feel like, of course, somebody owes him an apology, and if he's willing, I honestly think he needs a job, because they're now seeing the reason behind his kneeling. It's not about disrespecting no vets. It's not about disrespecting the flag. It has nothing to do with any of that. The flag flies for the land of the free, and for all men created equal and all of that. That's what they say the flag represents. And he's kneeling because that might be what the flag represents, but it's not showing in America, because Black lives does not matter. And he's pretty much saying, all lives don't matter until Black lives matter just the same as everybody else. And now that people that weren't clear years ago when he first did it are clear now, it's like, hey, I've been trying to tell y'all this for so long. Now, where's my job? He done got settlements and all of that from going to court and all of that about this. Now, give him another big payday. Somebody get that man a job. Hopefully, if he wants it.
Yeah. I definitely feel like I'm kind of torn between how I feel about it, mainly because I feel like it shouldn't have taken this situation for everybody to be like, oh, okay, we get it now. Like, no, this been an issue, and this ain't the first riot, this ain't the first protest, this ain't the first looting. None of this shit this is old and repeated over and over and over again. So I don't understand why this was the one, but I'm not gonna tear down the plan. If this is what it took, then I'm all for it. As long as more people are getting the message and more people are understanding and more people are riding, then I'm cool with it. I don't feel like it should have took in this situation for them to get on the side now, but it is what it is, and I'm riding with it. But ultimately, I I think a few people owe him an apology because they cost that man his job, and he decided to stand for what was right versus what he wanted. Of course, he wanted to be an NFL player. He's been practicing to be an NFL player his whole life. Finally got the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? He was actually good at his job. A great football player. Made it to the Super Bowl and all that. So I know he's passionate about the game, but this is bigger than football. This is bigger than him. So I respect him for doing what he did. I respect everybody that protested with him. But ultimately, this is a big slap to all the corporations, all the owners in the NFL, and these big wigs who either was silent or tried to play my man when it first went down. Because a lot of them are backtracking that shit now because the riots are different now. The looting is different now. The impact that we're having is different this time around. This time we had all 50 states do protests. And it's going on overseas and all over the world. You know what I'm saying? And that says a lot for one black life. And that shit means the world to a person like me. Like watching this stuff, in the beginning, it was sad.
No, you
I
need to
didn't
change that. It's not even, don't even say really one black life. It's many black lives. Just that one just broke the, that was the straw.
But what he's saying is this the one that broke the camel's back.
All right, just wanted to make that, make
oh,
that
yeah,
clear.
definitely. Like that, it just shows that it shows that we matter. It shows that people actually care about black lives. And I don't give a fuck what the government say. I don't give a fuck what law enforcement say. I don't give a fuck what the president say. None of that shit matters. But the way the people are responding is extremely touching. And that's the part that I'm feeling in all of this. Seeing the impact behind it. But back to the point of Drew Brees, he fucked the money up. He backtracked it. And tried to explain. And I get why he got put in that position and why he fumbled like that. Because it's like somebody asking you a question like, would you ever allow somebody to disrespect the flag or somebody? They ask you a question like in a certain way, and you're like, no, I wouldn't stand for that. Like that's crazy. Like, you know, 'cause I got people in my family who fought. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they mentioned kneeling per se. It's kind of weird how they did it. And overall, he got baited and he fucked the money up, and he has to eat that. But he did backtrack and he did release a statement. And his statement made sense. If you're open-minded and understand how it went down and what he's saying, then you're going to be okay with it. But most people wasn't when it happened. I'm not sure how many people forgave him for it, but we will see in due time. Another person that fucked the money up was Trina. Did y'all see Trina's situation?
Yes, but let me say one more thing about Drew Brees.
Drew, all right.
You said what you said on national TV, but you apologized on your Instagram.
It was on TV. I thought it was on a
What I'm saying is it was on a platform where it's not just hid.
Mm.
If I go out and make a statement on TV or somewhere else, let's just say on another podcast, and then I come back and apologize on my social media,
mm-hmm.
I'm only apologizing to my people.
Right.
The same way I make that mistake, that's like people saying, if you don't cheat on me in public, but then apologize to me in private. Yeah. Like you can't say something on a big platform and then apologize just on yours. Because let's just say there's people out here that don't do social media.
Mm-hmm.
So
but
they hear, they watch TV. So they see you fuck up and say how you feel.
Hey, you know what?
But they're not on social media to see you apologize, so their feelings is still the same. You know, they feel the same way. Oh, fuck Drew Brees. But the whole time you're apologizing, you can't do something one way and then apologize another way and then think you're still gonna get the same respect and everybody accepts your apology because everybody didn't even see your apology.
Yeah.
And he had New Orleans riding with him before he opened his mouth. New Orleans was riding with Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He has
Always
done
have been.
so much. He has done so much for the city of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from charity to donations to just all kinds of shit. And then you turn around and just shoot yourself in the foot, man. And it's like, if some of these people are not letting up.
Yeah.
And then it was what is his name? Clark. He was an ex-Redskin. He said back in the day that yes, New Orleans, they see Drew Brees. They see this good man that he is. But there's another side to him. And he said back then that it will show. And here it is.
Mm-hmm.
His true colors are showing. And now, if you've seen on social media how they put up this picture of him and his wife, and then Trump and his wife sitting up in like in the skybox for the LSU game and all of that, it's a lot of shit behind that, man. If this is showing his true colors, man, then you know
it's a fucked up situation, and
it definitely.
It reminded me of another situation where it's kind of in the same boat when the news reporter, the lady that when LeBron and Katie and everybody was stepping up and talking about pretty much the same thing as far as equal rights and how blacks are being treated and having opportunities and things like that. And the reporter lady told LeBron to shut up and dribble.
Mm-hmm.
So fucked up.
Yeah.
This same lady just did a report and they were talking about Drew Brees and what he said, and her response to that was, he's allowed to have an opinion. He's a human. But it's like, where was that energy when it was LeBron or KD? They got to shut up and dribble. But Drew Brees, it's okay for him to have an opinion because he's human. And he come on, get the fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the type of shit that we be talking about. It's so many forms of that happening. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Where you see the blatant disrespect right in your face when look, this is how you treat black people all the time, and this is how you treat white people when it's the same situation. You give them different treatment. And I'm glad a lot of these people are getting exposed, man, because this shit happened in the dark so much in the dark that we, I'm glad that some of it is coming to light. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing. Trina, Lord have mercy. Okay. Trina was doing the show with Trick Daddy and somebody else. It was kind of like a radio show podcast, whatever it is that they're doing or whatever they're doing in Miami all the time. And of course, this is the situation that everybody's talking about, and it came up. And her response was crazy. It had a lot to do with her saying that black people need to be held accountable. They need to get out the streets acting like fucking animals. They all need to be locked up and put in jail. What else did she say? She's black and she don't fear for her life or anything like that because she has her license and registration, and you know what I'm saying? And she just kind of looked at it from a different perspective. And the perspective that she looked at it from got people not fucking with her at all.
She's looking at it from a perspective of a person with money.
Yeah.
And that's what a privileged person.
Yeah.
And that's what Trick Daddy was trying to tell her, but she was not trying to listen. That's my cuz you gotta unmute your box so that you can say what you got to say.
And I heard that Trina is more so claiming being an Afro-Latina. So I think I read some weird shit like that.
She still backtracked too. She backtracked that shit, but she did it in a real way though. I get where her passion was coming from and what she was trying to say. It was just completely wrong, and she fumbled too. She fucked the money up because when you approach it that way, it allows you to be looked at like you don't agree with what's going on. You don't agree with the movement. When you start saying, you know what I'm saying, niggas gotta get out the street like animals, niggas gotta stop looting, and all they is gotta be locked up. it's like you're taking a different perspective now. It's like now you're looking at this from the wrong side of the street. It's like, yeah, you might be on this side, but you're looking at it from over here, and we ain't over here. You know what I'm saying? We on this right now. So it looked crazy. It looked real crazy.
She was Samuel L. Jackson in Jenga.
No bullshit.
That's what she is. A house.
Right. So we got a guest that want to come and chime in. Appreciate you, bro, for coming through and logging in. Anything you want to say on the matter, anything you want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Get off the chest, let your voice be heard.
Definitely. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah, I'm related to Mr. Flatliner there.
All right.
I do want to kind of chime in on a situation. It's really disturbing, somebody at my age. So I really decided that I'm going to do something. But before I really go into that, I'm going to tell you that I think we need to learn to address the situation with love and not hate. I say that because yesterday I had a teleconference with a police commissioner from North Carolina. The reason we had this teleconference is because on his page he was posting this stuff about Black lives don't matter to Black people because of the Black security guard that was killed during the riots and so on and so forth. And when I responded to him initially, when I read it, it was anger. And then I said, I'm going to respond to him professionally and just to try to get him to get a little understanding. After sending him that message, he asked to teleconference with him. And we did a long teleconference yesterday. We talked about a lot of things, and what I was trying to get him to understand is he was telling me how he wasn't racist and things like that. He didn't like to group people together. And I said, but listen, your post said Black Lives Matter. So you're grouping rioters and Black Lives Matter together when 9 times out of 10, you know, the rioters and the looters have nothing to do with the movement. And I told him as well that we need to stop letting the media manipulate us, because he sees Black people in the streets rioting and looting and things like that. Like I told him, as you can see on my page, I seen videos of police delivering bricks to areas that people were going to congregate in. So without those bricks, we can't have riots. There's no windows breaking. But what disturbed me most about it is that we have to have this discussion. But not only I have to have this discussion, but it's with the police commissioner, the type of person that police the police. And the fact that you don't understand your underlying bias and racism really disturbed me. What I decided I'm going to do, give me guys, is I got my own little movement going. It's called Blackout 4th of July. No R in the 4th, because we are not represented. And my thing is this: we need to take that celebration, all the fireworks, all the cookouts, everything, move it a couple weeks up to Juneteenth. Let America know we're not playing. Rioting, looting, I understand anger and all that, but what's going to be the next step? So check out my page. Thank you guys for giving me a minute. You have any questions for me?
I'm definitely going to check your page out, man. But I agree with that. First off, I understand the process of what had to be made for you to have that conference. And I can see how that could be disturbing, especially when you either know somebody, work with somebody, you see something being portrayed like that. You do reply out of anger. So I understand your situation. I'm glad that you all were able to talk it out. And yes, approaching things with love is definitely the better choice, because the hate is just going to leave bad marks all the way around. It may leave a stain, it may make a point, but what good is it at the end of the day if lives are going to be lost again? More riots and more deaths and more, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a mess.
And you know what's funny? Like, he made a point where I was trying to say the last show. Like, some people's vision is only as far as what they see or what they go through. And that's it. That's the only thing they can relate to. Like you said, like, we go on our social media, we can see something totally different than what they see. As you know, like, Facebook only really promotes the things that you're interested in or the things that you're around and you see.
Shit that's trending.
Yeah, they're trending to you or the things that you look at. So we always have to be kind of aware of we all not seeing the same shit. Like a lot of like to say, the media is showing, all right, black looters, black this, and they're not showing the ones that breaking windows, the ones like you saying handing out bricks, the ones we all know spray painters and taggers, those are mostly other races, or the ones people who are coming out of state, coming to where they're protesting to loot or to start it, then going back home. It's a lot of stuff that they're not showing. Like we might see it because it's us showing it, and they're going to start recycle it back to us, but it's not being presented to everyone else.
Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Because all the times that I've seen where there was white people looting, white people breaking stuff, and there were black protesters begging them to stop doing that. That's not what we about. Please put the bricks down, stop spray painting.
And they're starting it and antagonizing it. Of course, they say that if they break it and go in, of course
everybody gonna follow.
Everybody gonna
follow the leader.
Yeah, like because I mean I don't care what nobody say. Everybody like free shit.
Yeah.
Everybody like
exactly. Well, I didn't break the window, but
I ain't break the window. But
I ain't break the window, but the pair of shoes is right there.
Right there.
And all these people like, I'm not for a ride and I'm not for this and that and that. Put them right in front of a store that's getting looted and free shit right there. And tell me they're not gonna grab something.
They're gonna take it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, well, I always wanted this 75-inch TV. I'm gonna carry this
side of the window.
You know, I didn't break anything, but it would be wrong for me to not partake in this.
Nah, but that's all the good points, man. We appreciate your time, man, and giving your points, man. It was definitely good to listen to. But I'm definitely gonna I'm rolling with that Juneteenth barbecue thing too, instead of on the 4th. That's what's up.
Who invite me to the cookout? Whoever gonna be good.
Hell yeah. But
I've seen the video. Did y'all see the video of, and it's people exposing these goddamn people, the police talking about some, there's no construction going on around here. Why is there a pile of bricks here? Like, these motherfuckers literally delivered bricks.
Bricks, yeah. They
with
really
no
did.
construction around.
I've seen a video.
Go ahead.
But I was gonna say I seen a video where one of the news reporters, they were out there on the streets or whatever, and wherever the city they was in, they put a curfew down, so they sent everybody home so they couldn't be on the streets. But the person who was doing the live recording, he pulled out his cell phone too and was like trying to record like on the side, and it showed a group of police officers with their batons breaking windows,
busting the windows out.
Yeah, like the police. So it's like, yo, this shit wild.
And another thing, like, we all gotta have common sense, like, for real, like, how some of these small businesses are getting targeted and fucked up. We all, like, what the fuck we want with, like, if you're a real looter, let's put our mind in a real looter's place. What the fuck would you want to do with a small business? Like, seriously, you gonna go somewhere big. Why are you
busting open the damn mom and pop's piece?
Yeah, like, we all know, like, there's nothing in there. I can't go in there and motherfucker make pizza. They probably ain't got no money in there. There's really no point. So that, to me, that shit was probably targeted by someone else, because they know that business is going to probably be gone and something else is going to be moved in when they come in and just swoop the shit up.
They out there. They seeing these signs of people posting, this is a black-owned business. They are the ones busting those fucking windows out. Yeah. You know, they busting those windows out and leaving shit open so that when the next day after this curfew is over and people come out and continue to protest or loot or whatever they out there to do and see that this store is open, regardless if it's a piece of shop or not, if the shit is open and they see some shit in there, somebody's going in there.
Somebody's taking that shit, yeah.
Yeah. And we know who the fuck is breaking these windows, man, and they are showing this shit. And now the police are getting so reckless that they're starting a lot of this shit. These people there's plenty of videos out there of people peacefully protesting, and the police is ripping masks off and spraying them with
pepper spray. I saw that.
Pepper spray and shit. I mean, pushing people. They pushed this one old man.
I was just about to bring that up.
They see the man with the cane and bust he's bleeding out of his ears. And they're like, sir, he's leaking. Get him some attention. we have M&Ts on deck. And they
Dog.
just keep walking,
They just
like
walk over
they
this
didn't
man.
just push this old man down and bust his fucking head. You might as well have did the same thing that you just did to Floyd and put your knee in his fucking neck. Y'all could have killed this old man by just a push because he's in your way.
And we all know, common sense, we all know, falling down is like almost death to an old person.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he fell backwards too. It ain't like he
fell
could have
back.
caught himself. He fell backwards and
Couldn't catch
smacked his
himself
head.
straight on the concrete.
It was bad, and he was knocked out. He was bleeding, like it was bad. And it's like you had one guy out there who was trying to go and see if he was okay, but then another police officer pushed him like, "No, get your ass back in line."
Yeah, get back in line and come on, let's go.
And then they're walking over this man's blunt body like that. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. It's like, come on, man. But I just heard that the guy who did the pushing, they terminated him. But I heard that all of the people that was there, like all the police officers or whatever, whoever they were, they all resigned because they felt like they were in a position where they could have done something and didn't, and they all resigned out of that position. So now they missing 52 cops. I think it was 52, like in that position or whatever. It's a lot, man. It's a lot happening
now,
with this shit.
Now I'm gonna take a whole nother position on this, and no, I'm not gonna say Blue Lives Matter as well, but I want everybody to understand that all of these police officers are not bad. Some of these people are out here to do a job, and it's a job only. So we can't sit here and take out all of our frustrations out on all cops just because this one. They call all black cops sellout just because they're black and they're a police officer and they're standing up protecting everything else that what everybody else is out there protecting. And they're like, look, man, I ain't, you can tell by some of them in their face, they're like, look, man, I ain't here to pepper spray nobody. I'm not here to beat nobody up. I am out here to do a job though and protect my family, because now it's people that's at home and it's people that's out there that's angry, and then they're taking their anger out on those people. And guess what? Those same officers that y'all out there messing up, beating up, throwing stuff on, they have kids and families at home that's out there just as worried as we are. So that some of these people you have to understand. I mean, now having a brother, I have a brother that's out there. And it's like, come on, man. I make jokes to him like, don't go out there and get fucked up, But in reality, I care about my fucking brother. Because if I'm out there protesting, and let's just say I'm out there protesting and I so happen to see my brother out there, and then I know what my brother is on, but I see somebody out there disrespecting or do something towards him. Now it's gonna look like I'm on the other side of the fence because shit, he might can't fuck you up because he is again at work. But me, I'm not going for that. Regardless of what we all out here protesting or whatever, y'all gotta pick your battles wisely, man. Everybody not out there. All cops are not bad cops, and everybody not out there to pepper spray and beat people up and bust windows and do all this other wild shit. I gotta keep that shit in mind quick.
Very true. I definitely agree with that. Because I have a lot of friends who are police officers and things like that, who really just out here trying to do a job. And a lot of them are black, and they understand what's going on. They know, they come from, the hood areas, they decided to put on a badge and they represent it very well. But they have to, it's tough when the whole world is angry at what you represent. Even if you're not one of the bad apples, you're the bird of a feather flock together. You're with that blue badge. You're going to honor that and respect that as long as you wear that badge. They teach you that. But it's hard because your mind, your heart, and your soul is literally on the other side of that line. So it's like you have to try to be a person to make sure that the people that's on your side, as far as the police officers, do what they're supposed to do and do it the right way. Like I seen that Latasha mentioned in the comments about the black lady cop. who went off on the white man cop who was just beating up and pushing around peaceful protesters. Yeah. There was a girl who was on her knees with the sign. She wasn't up, she wasn't rowdy, she wasn't doing nothing. And he just walked over and just grabbed her by her head and pushed her out of the way. And it's like, what is all that for? She cussed his ass out. It was like, no, get your ass back up, like you're doing too much. That's not how you do it. That girl wasn't a threat to you. She didn't touch you, she didn't harm you. Why would you put hands on her? So she went off, and like we ride for that. Like, yo, hold these people accountable. And like I say, just like how companies and white people saying that you're a part of the problem if you're silent about it. I feel like all the cops, black or white or whatever ethnicity you are, if you're not checking your partner or your, you know what I'm saying, whoever it is on the police force with you, and you see them doing some stupid shit, then yes, you are part of the problem. You're not with us. You're not here to protect us if you're going to allow that shit to happen. That's why those other people are in the boat that they in now. Like the one Asian cop who was a part of the whole situation with George Floyd didn't put a hand on him, didn't touch him at all. But guess what? You ain't check him either. So now you're in a position to where even though you didn't put hands on this man, it seems like he was blocking. He was just standing there looking like he wasn't a part of shit, but like he was blocking, I guess, so people couldn't film inside the car. Whatever he was doing, they teach cops so slick shit like that. But even if he was or he wasn't, he didn't put his hands on George Floyd at all, not one time. But guess what? You're a part of that four that's getting locked up. You're a part of that four that's facing murder charges now. If you would have stepped in and said, yo, that's enough. 8 minutes and 46 seconds of that shit, not one person, not one cop, nobody was going to check that man. Those are the people that need to be held accountable too. Not saying that they deserve any type of time because like if you were around, you wasn't. But no, that cop, he definitely needs to be penalized for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if it's going to be, I don't think he's going to get a murder charge. He didn't murder anybody, but he was in a situation. I feel like more cops need to be held accountable when they let their other colleagues and partners do shit like that. Like you see somebody over excessive hitting somebody when they ain't supposed to, tell them to cut that shit out. Tell them cut that shit out, man. And it's
or
and
step
that
in.
yeah,
Step in and say, hey, I got it from you.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
It's plenty of things that he could have done. Okay, yep. It's three of them sitting down there detaining this man. You're just standing there. It was a man yelling. It was a woman yelling, saying, hey, you do not have to keep doing that. If you can look at him, he is limp. His body is out. He's out. Get your knee off of his neck. At this point, for him just standing there, he could have easily turned around and said, yo, yeah, he is out. Hey, get your knee off his neck.
Right.
And I don't know if anybody knows, but if you've ever knocked somebody out or been around somebody that's knocked out, you can feel the tension. You can feel when he's resisting. You can still feel him moving or anything.
Yeah.
When you feel that body go limp and you're just sitting there and you don't feel not one inkling of pushback, they should have known.
Yeah.
Not just him with his neck, put his knee on his neck. The other two that was sitting there holding his legs and all this other shit. Somebody should have felt that man was already gone.
Yeah, 100%.
So it was one of them that could have said, hey, all right, look, I don't feel him resisting or anything. Get your knee off his neck. Let's pick him up. Let's do something. That man kept his knee on his neck on purpose, man. That dude needs to do some serious
He does.
crime, man.
Now they saying he on fucking suicide watch or some shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I don't want to hear that shit now. I don't want to hear
He
that
has
shit.
to be. He has to be. Because guess what? He's not going to make it in that jail.
No, he's not.
He's not going to make it in jail.
No,
so
he's not.
They have to put him on that because it's like, man, think of all the people he has done dirt to that he's probably locked. That keep in mind, he's probably going to be locked up in the same city he works in.
Hell yeah.
And you know how many people he done probably beat up or did the same shit to that he's hurt that wasn't even probably giving them all that feedback. When they put you in that same jail with these same people, you're not going to make it.
Yep. Not going to make it at all.
And guess if trust and believe he's going to have that one black cop that works in that jail that does not agree with that shit. He's going to leave that cell unless somebody know, hey, go get him.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Something is going to happen to that man. So,
Yep.
yeah, they better put him on suicide watch because somebody gonna get that ass.
Yep. I seen a post that came through actually right before we went live, probably like 10 minutes before we went live. I seen it. It's like a thing going around that says hashtag 8 can't wait. And there's basically 8 things that they feel that the police departments need to enforce to change the narrative of how these situations end up happening. And I think it's very informative. I'm gonna read the 8 things off to everybody, and especially y'all in the comments, so y'all can see what's going on. The first one says ban chokeholds and strangleholds. Especially like if they normally detain somebody, got them wrapped up legs or got them in cuffs. There's no need for you to chokehold and stranglehold somebody that you already detained. Especially when you're dealing with people with the Eric Garner, when you're dealing with George Floyd. There's a lot of people who they use excessive force and choke people to death, and that's ridiculous. That's one of them. Require de-escalation. There's nothing in place to de-escalate a situation when it comes to how police do things, and they need to do that. Implement that into their plan. The third one is require a warning shot before shooting. So instead of just shooting somebody, you're required to do a warning shot first, because a lot of times people don't know that when these people get shot, they don't know they were about to get shot. They may feel like everything's okay. I was just watching a video the other day of a young boy that ended up dying. He was just walking, minding his business. Didn't think anything was going on. Like the cops was looking for him, but he had a weapon. He wasn't attacking nobody, nothing. They just shot him. So even if you heard a warning shot, maybe he would have went down to the ground, maybe whatever it was. It could have de-escalated something. So I see how a warning shot before having to shoot someone, if they have a weapon, should be mandatory. That could definitely help some situations. The fourth is exhaust all alternatives before shooting, meaning your nightclub, your taser gun. Like, you have options, but they just been shooting first. You know what I'm saying? Especially black people, and it's fucked up. The fifth is duty to intervene. Having somebody take charge and intervene when something isn't going right. We were just talking about that. Number 7 is ban shooting at moving vehicles. Number 6. Number 7 is my dog. Number 7 is establishing use of force continue. So we see that a lot. We see that when it's not any deaths involved. We see where it's just too much force in these situations, so where they're overdoing it, they're beating people crazy. It's just a mess. Adding that, and then the last one is require all forces to be reported. Because a lot of times they'll catch you, fuck you up, and send you on your way and don't even report that shit. There's a lot of times where they'll pull you over, they'll harass you, do a bunch of stuff. If they feel like it's going to be a strike against them on their record, they're not reporting that shit. They just let your ass go, and it is what it is. So requiring all forces to be reported. And I did see one too that didn't have anything to do with this that somebody put out. They said that if you ever catch a cop hiding their body cam, or it was something else along those lines, they should automatically be fired. Anything to try to cover up something that they're doing, if they get caught doing that, automatically should get fired. I don't care what the situation is, because now you're not protecting the people, you're protecting yourself or your partner, or whoever it is you're trying to hide what's about to happen. So all those things involved, I think, would be good ways to force change within the police system right now. It's called Campaign Zero. 8can'twait.org if y'all want to check it out. Like I said, I just got wind of it. I'm gonna do more more research when I get off, but I just want to put that out there. Those are definitely good suggestions and ways that they can stop. They say that together these 8 policies could decrease police violence by 72%, because that's how people been going lately. So just want to put that bit of news out there for everybody. Because it's wild. They definitely need to change all their guidelines and all that stuff going forward.
That same jurisdiction of where the cops that just did what they did to George, I heard that there was a black cop in that same jurisdiction that accidentally killed a white woman a long time ago. And they said he got 12 years. He was a black cop that killed a white woman. And he got 12 years, and it was for real an accidental death. You know, I mean, it was an accident, but he did shoot and kill her. So now they're trying to figure out what is going to be his punishment. No, you didn't shoot nobody, but you did choke him to death.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're trying to
bump his sentence up too. Remember last I think
it was
episode
third degree. Now I think it's second degree.
Second now. See, now we talking about some real time. I'm glad they did that because, like I said, third degree murder don't even exist for real. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to consider it voluntary manslaughter and give him some short years. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing near what murder is, which is should be close to 25 to life. But I'm rolling with the second degree murder thing for sure.
And you were speaking on good people and bad people. Did you forgot one good person that I know I saw a video of, and that's Keke Palmer. I don't know if anybody has seen the video, but Keke Palmer, she was walking with a group of protesters, and they were peacefully protesting, and of course there was a bunch of armed officers or military type people there, and she was trying to pretty much persuade them and let them know, hey, and you know the cops said, oh no, we're with you guys, you know we understand and we feel your pain and all that. She's like, okay, well, if y'all feel our pain and y'all sympathizing with us and all of that, why don't y'all march with us? March with us down there. We going down 3 more blocks and y'all march with us. And it's like, man, I can't leave this post. You know, I am at a job. This is my job. I'm at a post. I can't leave. But he did agree and said, well, I can walk with you guys to that corner. I can march with you guys to that corner. She's like, yeah, y'all march with us and protect us. Y'all, I mean, ain't nothing gonna happen. We're doing this peacefully. Why don't y'all march with us? March with us. And then he's like, oh, well, another girl stepped up and was like, well, y'all ain't got much, but can get on one knee. Why don't y'all kneel with it? And they all got down on one knee, you know, but, you know, you can hear Keke in the background saying, yeah, that ain't good enough for me. That ain't good enough for me. And she just kept saying that. That's not good enough for me. That ain't good enough for me. But they all got on one knee. They all got on the knee and kneeled and, you know, all of that. Which, I mean, you got to take, you know, that's something that's a little, it's a step. It might not be as big as Keke wanted it, but, you know, it's a step. And she kept saying it wasn't good enough for her. But I think she, you know, she spoke up and she was, it's a lot of, I guess I can say it's the Black community of these people that have big platforms. It's a lot of them that are stepping up and, you know, using their platform to make a difference.
Yeah, definitely. All that is good shit. We're actually, we just hit the hour mark. And I do want to do this one though. I'm gonna do this one because it's kind of related. I'm gonna ask y'all a question real quick before we go. When was the last time that y'all either unfriend, unfollow, or block someone, and why? And I'm gonna start with mine because it has something to do with what's going on right now. It really didn't mean much to me when I unfollowed this person or unfriended this person on Facebook or whatever, but it was some black chick. I don't know where she was from. It was in that midst of when I got that flood of people. She's probably one of them. Never seen her, never, don't know nothing about her. But all her posts today, it just so happened to be today, she posted a lot on Facebook, and all her statuses was things like, how does Black Lives Matter when black people kill black people all the time? ? Then the next one is like, how do y'all feel that we supposed to ride with Black Lives Matter when all y'all doing is looting and that's not making a change? And like she keeps painting that side of the narrative. And I said, when I saw 3 of them, 3 different ones, and I was just like, I don't know this lady. I don't even want to associate with this shit because I was going to be mad and fucking comment and say some shit. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to unfriend her, whoever the fuck she is, because I don't need that on my timeline. I don't even need that person. Like, I don't like that type of energy. The thing is that this isn't an issue about black on black crime. This isn't something. Now, if we had a black person kill another black person and it was a messed up situation and that's what started what's going on, then that should be the conversation. That is not what happened. What happened was this white cop and other white cops choked this man to death, and that's the narrative. So don't start talking about black on black crime to me. Don't start talking about why black people do this and or talking all this negative shit about black people trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, stop deferring what's really happening right now. What's happening is there's a lot of racism. There's a lot of shit that's coming around this situation. And all this shit that you're talking about has nothing to do with that. So why would you even paint that picture or try to force that conversation when we have a way bigger and more serious issue going on right now? Do I agree that there should be a cease in black on black crime? Yes, of course I do. But that's not the topic right now. So I didn't like that shit at all. And I was reading like the comments and stuff, and she was just going off about it. And it seemed like she wanted to be white so bad and she didn't like black people herself. A chocolate black girl. I didn't understand. I was just like, yo, let me unfriend them. So I unfriended her earlier today. And it was just crazy. That's why I ended up coming up with this. But even though y'all reason or whatever y'all have may not be related to this topic, but when was the last time that y'all unfriend, unfollow, or block somebody and why?
By the way, she sound like that the black chick Candace. But I'll leave that alone. Mine definitely ain't got shit to do with this. I just kept seeing some nasty shit on my timeline of a motherfucker saying, I want a deep throat, and then I see another one that's saying, who in the DMV area need that thing slobbed on and all that for some reason.
Oh man!
And so it made me click on the profile, and the whole time it's a shim.
Oh. Yeah, they be out here with that.
Well, damn, how the fuck that motherfucker become my friend anyway? So of course I deleted that motherfucker instantly. But yeah, that was I have no problem with the gay community. I just don't want you posting. I mean, going for it. I should have screenshotted that shit, but that was the last person I had.
Yeah, I get it, because sometimes it's just certain shit you don't need on your timeline. You know what I'm saying? It's not you didn't do it because of who he is or what he is. You know what I'm saying? It's the energy that you're giving and what you're saying. I don't want that on my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's like if I have a white friend and then that white person is putting a whole bunch of negative shit about black people on their timeline. That's their time. That's their page. They can post what they want. But if I'm not feeling that shit, I don't have to follow them. So I just unfollow them. It's that simple. King, when's the last time that you unfriend, unfollow, or block someone and why?
Mine's only a few reasons. If your shit got hacked and it got annoying, I'd like, look, especially like somebody old account that got hacked and then you keep getting those ads and shit.
Yeah.
Unfriend.
I remember when
you get that inbox. You get that inbox.
Unfriend.
Is this you? I got plenty of them joints. Oh, James, I saw you. This is you. Click the link.
In this video, is this you in this
Unfriend.
video?
And see, I'm really particular, especially on my Facebook, of who I friend anyway. So it's either that's a reason, or say like if I'm dating somebody, I don't get to know somebody. Like if I catch any type of feelings for you and it goes south, unfriend. Unfriend. It's not only unfriend that, all the mutual friends we have, unfriend. I will go through a whole list. I'm like that. Out of sight. I'm not out of sight, out of mind type of person. I don't want to accidentally see any shit, any post that you may be in. No. Everybody we associate, I've deleted cool people I'm with. We be sitting next to them. You still friends with them? Unfriend. I will unfriend the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Because I don't like, especially like I guess I'm an emotional person. Like, I don't want to see none of that shit. And some of my friends I know still friends with people. I'm like, we ain't gonna be friends. We still cool on Facebook. No.
Yeah, man. That's some funny shit. But I definitely I just wanted to give the people something, a little something to go with. out of everything that we got. I'm gonna say the other two topics for next show, but it was really.
I got one more thing though, man.
Okay.
There was a list of businesses that came out that are supporting Trump.
Trump's reelection.
Hey, can we get a verified list?
Yeah.
Like not just people add, because I keep seeing different lists, and I think some people just add to this list because they just don't like the company.
I'm not even gonna get onto the whole list. I'm just gonna get on like a couple. It's two of them that just hurt my heart.
I know, right? One is hurting my, like, please don't let this be true. That's why I need a verified
It's
list.
one for me, and
I
know
need
it.
a verified. I'm like, come on.
What's your two, James? I know.
Well, one of them is my football team.
Okay.
The owner of my football team gave money and donated to support Trump. But this ain't nothing new because he did it the first time.
Right.
And the second one is Wendy's.
Why
the fuck would they do that, man?
I was surprised at Wendy's because they know, we all go to Wendy's.
I saw Wendy's came out and was like, somebody asked Wendy's about that. And then whoever was controlling their account was like, no, we don't, and we've never have and never will give any money or endorsement to a presidential campaign, not Trump, not anybody. And it was like, but our energy stays the same and it's still Black Lives Matter. So I did see that. But
so we need a list. We need a list.
Send me that so I feel comfortable the next time I go to the drive-thru and order a number 6 with extra mayo, add onions, add pickles, sweet tea, like ice. I won't feel so goddamn guilty. Please,
I got you.
when this shit is over.
But no,
after that, I'm good. I'm good with that.
Yeah, because I feel you on that.
I saw Chick-fil-A and all that. I don't give a fuck about that.
But I don't believe Chick-fil-A.
I give a fuck about Chick-fil-A.
I don't think Chick-fil-A roll like that though.
That was your one, Chick-fil-A?
That was my one, dog.
Yeah, he's a Chick-fil-A fan.
God damn it, man. Chick-fil-A is good, man. And not even just the food. I like the blueprint of Chick. Yeah, they do shit the way it's supposed to be done. Like, they treat their employees right.
That's why it's hard to believe Chick-fil-A did that. I can't believe
with it. I feel like everybody who's in fast food service needs to follow that blueprint. I'm sure. Fuck, man. Chick-fil-A is one for me for sure.
Yeah,
but no, you're right though. We need an official list. We need an official list because I did see like 2 or 3 different ones, and they were like, some had the same names on it, some were different. I was just like, and at first I was just believing all of it, like, oh damn, these are the ones. That's crazy. Until I saw Wendy's come out, and it was like, yo, like that's crazy. So I was like, you know what? We need an official list. So I'm gonna look up the Wendy's, John. So I'm gonna try to find it for you, James. But yeah, we need an official list to see who everybody's supporting this bullshit.
You know what? That whole list looked like something like McDonald's would do. It looked like some shit because all of it, everybody on that like, be shitting on McDonald's. That whole
McDonald's wasn't on the list.
McDonald's wasn't on the list.
Ronald ain't fucking with Trump.
You know what? You know what's crazy?
Ronald sound like a name that will fuck with Trump.
It reminds me
Ronald is too close to Donald, man. He like, nah, that nigga trying to jump my style. Fuck him. I ain't giving him no money.
Nah.
The red hair, white face, all that shit.
Yeah.
Look, I think what was I going to say? You know, like when we look at these memes and they be like, these zodiac signs are this, and then you can tell which zodiac sign wrote it because of what you see beside this shit. They be like, oh, this one's crazy, this one's sexy, but this one's the greatest of all time. And it's like, you wrote it. So McDonald's might have pulled this off because they was not on that list.
Not at all.
It looked a little sloppy. It did look a little sloppy. So we gonna figure that out.
What hurt me, I seen Burger King. I was like, oh, no, that Burger King.
I roll with Burger King too, though.
I roll with Burger King. Like,
The only thing I like from Burger King is the chicken fries.
Man, listen.
This shit is
I don't know when the last time you been to Burger King, but they got some shit, bro.
I don't eat that shit, so I guess I don't eat beef.
Yeah,
so
I eat the Impossible Whopper. So
man,
the plant-based Whopper, motherfucker.
Fuck that shit's bomb. But
I ain't paying all that money to eat some motherfucking a salad on a bun.
Hey, look, I try to eat healthy, man. Sometimes you need to eat salad on the bun to take you away from a salad, period. Like,
Oh man. All right, man. We gave him a little bit of laughs, man. Let's you got a closing question for us, King, before we get up out of here?
There's really no point because there's no point.
Well, I got some good news.
Okay.
I made a live, but I made a sandwich, man, and I made up this sauce that I had drizzled on my sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that know now, my cousin has his own restaurant in Waterloo. It's called The Cut, and I brought it to his attention. He was like, "Well, look, this is what you do: make the sauce, and then bring it up here, and then we'll test it out, and see if it's worthy enough to be put on the menu."
Yeah.
So, of course, I made the sauce. I made it, and I whipped some shit up at work, and I got all my coworkers to test it, and every coworker liked it. And I was like, okay, that's a good sign. So then I go to his restaurant, and he whip up some shit with it, some shrimp and some chicken, and then he takes it out to all his employees and let them try it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody liked it. So basically, the shit I whipped up, he's gonna put on his menu. But now I gotta go and do all of the stuff of the measurements and all of that, so that the
so
sauce
you can make a big batch of it, and it's the right.
Yes, and it can be consistent throughout the whole thing. So
you got a flatliner sauce.
Shout out the flatliner.
The flatliner sauce.
It's a sauce. I got a name for it, but shit, I don't know. I might have to patent this shit because I might.
You might have to.
Hey.
You hear me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm gonna work that out though, man. That's the good news I got.
And
definitely,
Karen,
man, that's good shit, man. Keep us posted on that because I definitely want to hear.
I know my fat ass.
And
like
Karen, Impossible Waffle is not trash. It's desired taste.
It is definitely desired taste because I tried it and I was just like,
it's all right. It's all right.
So does the shit taste like beef? Is it supposed to taste like beef or what?
To me it do. To me it do. But I mean,
to me it did not. It tastes.
That means your Burger King was some trash. That's your Burger King was some trash.
Maybe I'll try it. No. See.
Hey, no.
So
what you do is you get the sandwich and put some flatliner sauce on it, and you.
Okay, there.
Hey, but guess what?
Straight.
At his restaurant, he has a Beyond Burger. It's called the Above and Beyond Burger, and that is also, and he has.
All right, fuck Burger King then. Let's just go to his restaurant and get the Beyond Burger.
Please
with
go
the
and support him.
With the flatliner sauce.
And he said
I ain't going to support him unless he got the flatliner sauce on deck.
He has actual vegetarians that come in there and eat
flatliner sauce on deck.
And they said this is the first time that they've had one of those burgers and not got sick. And that's because he has his own spot on grills and stuff just for those burgers. Nothing else.
Oh, so it's not cooked with anything else.
It's no cross contamination at all.
That's cool.
So that's another thing, man.
And what's the restaurant? The Cut?
The name of it is The Cut.
And it's in Wakanda? Waldorf?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes, it's in Wakanda, Maryland.
I can't even make it down there.
Oh, not
my car. I can't even make it down there.
Not your car.
But guess what? They do DoorDash.
Hey, they do DoorDash.
Yes.
You ain't nowhere.
From Waldorf.
They gotta catch a flight to drop your shit off, nigga.
From all the way up here.
Yeah,
this shit be cold.
That's crazy.
But yeah, man, check them out, man. When the car get healthy, go out there and support, man.
I'm definitely gonna check them out for sure.
Yeah, well, you can check it out. D, I'm gonna have to have you like go get it, and when you come,
I got you. I got to swing past your shit anyway, so that'll work.
Yeah, you do.
All right, man. It was a good podcast, man. I appreciate my guys so much. Thanks everybody in the comments, man. Y'all had a lot of good things to say. I definitely been reading a lot of them. I didn't chime in on a lot of it because it's such a passionate thing, but I did take some little piece that y'all said and I was mentioning on the show. So I am watching and we all looking and caring about what y'all say, man. We appreciate y'all. Great show, man. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Y'all be safe out here in these streets, man. And we will see y'all on Monday.
Hey, man, y'all already know what it is. Y'all be cool. Y'all be safe. Don't put your hands where you won't put your face. And always remember, put the guns down and pick the gloves up.
Yeah.
And we out this bitch. Yeah. I know that nigga ain't just blow no kiss. King, you just blew a kiss.
Bruh, fuck no.
No, I thought King went like this.
Oh no, hold up.